So here we have a collapsible Speedlite fit softbox. It comes in a kit with this bracket, so I'll tell you about the softbox in a minute. Okay, so we can mount it onto, this is the trigger, we can mount it onto any stand. It just goes on there and then we screw that, tighten that up there, that attaches it sturdy. It comes with a ball joint, so if we undo that, that can be rotated around any angle, so we can fix that wherever we want it. Let's tighten that up, and that's nice and sturdy. We just turn it around slightly. And then obviously this screw fitting here means that we can adjust the height of the softbox compared to the flash that we're using. And then this little attachment here, it comes with a bar that attaches on there to slide your flash onto. The other alternative is you can just use that particular fitting to screw on a wireless trigger unit if you're going to use a wireless trigger. So that's quite versatile for any type of fitting that you want to, whichever way you want to attach your flash to it, that's going to give you the ability to do that. Okay, so now we're going to try and mount the softbox to the bracket itself. First of all, I'm going to put our wireless trigger on. I'm just going to screw that on there so that we've got something to mount the flash onto and a means to trigger it. So that's mounted there. That's sturdy. Okay. Now again to open the softbox. So let's see how quick that is again. Oops. Just get it at the right angle. That's it. And it's up. So in order to mount this, I'm going to just pull the little thing across there. There's some mounting screws at the back, so just line that up. The one thing I need to point out is it comes with a little silicone or rubber little washer there. It's really important not to lose that because that gives you an extra bit of grip for the softbox. If you lose that, it's gonna not be as sturdy. So that simply screws on there. Okay. And it's just going in nice. I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. That's fine. And then if I undo the ball head, I can point it that way and we can see that the trigger unit is coming through there. Now, obviously, if we mounted our flash on there, at the moment our flash is going to be a little bit low. So I then take the back screw and I can adjust the height accordingly to whatever height our flash is. So now we've got the flash actually mounted in the centre of the softbox. The first thing I'm going to do is it's got a little cover here. I'm just going to pull this up over the flash itself. Now that does two things. One, it lets the light bounce off that instead of the black area of the flash. The second thing that does is if you look from the side, it allows a little bit more access around the bottom of the flash if you're using an infrared system, and it also allows you to gain access to the back of the flash panel so that you can adjust the flash if you need to. So let's turn this back round again. Now we're set up like this, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either have the flash pointing forward, which is going to bounce it either directly forward, or we've got a little diffuser panel that goes in here in a second that it will bounce off. The other alternative is you can literally point the flash up and that's going to give you a different effect. It's going to make a slightly softer light. But for this instance, let me just turn this down again. We're going to use this little deflector panel. Now this comes with a kit. Now this is two-sided. On the one side it's white, and on the other side it's got this silver rib, sort of silver effect, which is going to diffuse the light really nicely back off the camera. So this is going to fit here. Any light coming off it is going to bounce back and really spread the light out in the softbox. So I'm just going to try and set this up in here. Okay, it's a little bit fiddly to do this at first until you get used to it. Obviously that's in place now. That's going to bounce the light back off there and really spread around the softbox. Now the only thing that we need to put on now is the front diffuser panel, and again that just fits in there. Okay, and there we go. That's the that's it set up. And let's see if I can turn the flash on and see if we can get it to trigger. And we're going to try and see if we can trigger the light. So, yeah, that's fine. That's triggering really perfectly. So, yeah, that's great. I mean, this I think it's going to be really useful. Obviously, you can see the back of it there. You can see how the trigger unit is fitted underneath the flash, and we've got access to the flash panel there. And yeah, it's doing a good job. This is the softbox setup. That's working fine, it's working perfectly. Sometimes though, the good thing about this system is it's flexible. You don't have to use every single part of it all at once. And you can get different lighting effects by using different parts to get different softnesses and stuff. So let me just take this off, just to illustrate this. So for instance, this inside diffuser panel, with the two diffusers together, it's going to give a really soft, even light over the whole of the surface. Now if you maybe want a bit more contrast on it, you can do a couple of things. You can either take this panel off totally and just use this diffuser, so it's going to give you a soft light in the middle and then you're going to get highlights around the edge. Or you can take this panel out totally and just use the front diffuser, which is going to give you a hot spot, and obviously the light levels are going to fall off towards the sides. So the good thing about this is it's quite flexible. If you want to tweak the light differently in different ways, you can try different things, experiment with different ways of setting it up, maybe turn this panel round, and it's going to give you a multitude of different looks with the light that it's producing. Okay, so you can see how easy this softbox is to put up and use, but let's see how easy it is to take down. So first of all, I'm going to remove the front diffuser panel. Obviously that comes off really easily. Okay, let's put that to one side. Right, now we don't necessarily have to take this off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the inside bracket down and just undo the flash from the bottom. Okay, the flash comes out like that. Let's put that to one side. Okay, now all we do is we undo. Let me turn this round so that you can see what I'm doing. We undo this back screw. It's quite a long screw, so it's going to take a while. Okay, now this is the point where you've got to make sure that you don't lose the little rubber piece that's on there, so make sure that's pushed on. And then literally, if I just pull that, that'll fold up, and it's still got the diffuser in. Just going to tuck that in, and that's it, that's finished. You obviously take this off there and you're ready to go.